Welcome to our virtual 2021 School of Arts and Sciences and School of Graduate Studies commencement ceremony. My name is Dr. Lucy Eugene, and I am the Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences here at St. George's University. And I have the pleasure of being your Master of Ceremonies for today's commencement ceremony. Today, degrees will be conferred on the classes of July and December 2020 and May 2021. Today, we have graduates receiving their degrees of BSc, BSc in Nursing from the School of Arts and Sciences, and a Doctor of Philosophy, as well as the Master of Public Health, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, and the Master of Science from the School of Graduate Studies. I hope that you are all safe and sitting comfortably and will participate with us in our virtual commencement ceremony. Please allow me to introduce our Dias Party. On my right, Ms. Rachel Ross, the Grand Marshal, Ambassador Decima Williams, our commencement speaker, Dr. Callum McPherson, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, Dr. Jennifer Solomon, Chair of the Department of Nursing and Allied Health Sciences, and Reverend Silbert Prescott, Chair of the Grenada Conference of Churches. In this unprecedented time, where we have to have a virtual commencement ceremony, all of our Dias Party have been vaccinated and tested prior to this ceremony. And as you can see, we have appropriate physical distancing and all are wearing masks as per protocol. We are, of course, sorry, as we know you are, that we cannot have a face-to-face commencement during this pandemic. But we hope that you would be with your family and friends and will be able to enjoy this virtual commencement ceremony. And at this time, we ask that you please stand for the national anthem of Grenada, which will be sung by a graduate of the School of Arts and Sciences class of 2020, Zavina Sinclair.
Hail Grenada, land of ours, we pledge ourselves to thee. Heads, hearts, and hands in unity to reach our destiny. Ever conscious of God, being proud of our heritage, may we with faith and courage aspire, build, advance as one people, one family. God bless our nation.
Thank you, Zavina. Please remain standing for the invocation, which will be given by Reverend Silbert Prescott, the Chairman of the Grenada Conference of Churches.
God of all power, wisdom, knowledge, and truth, we ascribe all dominion, honor, and praise to your holy name. You have created us in your image and endowed all people with intelligence, creativity, and potential, and have furnished opportunities whereby these gifts can be harnessed towards the greater good of us and our world. And we thank you for your eternal goodness in us. With joy and anticipation, You have gathered us in this commencement ceremony of the St. George's University, and we come with prayerful gratitude for your blessings, with which you have brought us to this moment. We thank you, abiding God, for your guiding hands throughout the educational process. Indeed, you have been with each student as they enter these halls brimming with hope and anticipation, as they engage in the rigors of study, and even in these final moments, as they receive the due recognition for their discipline, dedication, and hard work. We give you thanks for their families and the many who have made sacrifices to bring them to this exciting moment. For the professors and administrators who have contributed significantly to the shaping of their lives, and for their fellow students with whom they have shared their academic journeys. We thank you for each event and activity that have made their time at this institution unique and rewarding. And now, as they prepare to enter a new chapter of their lives, we pray that the lessons learned, relationships formed, and values derived from their time of study, that this may become the foundations upon which they build productive lives, pursue meaningful careers, and make this world a better place for us to live. Be with us, loving God. Amen.
Please be seated. Reverend Prescott, thank you for your blessing and for being part of our ceremony here today. It is now my pleasure to invite the Provost of St. George's University, Dr. Glenn Jacobs, to provide a few words of welcome.
Hello, I'm Dr. Glenn Jacobs, Provost St. George's University, and I am very happy that you could join us to celebrate the achievements of the graduating class of St. George's University. While you are not crossing the stage this year, and this experience is different, it makes it no less significant than being in person. You are stepping into new roles that will have a huge impact across the world, and I am proud of all of you. I wish you success, I wish you health, and most importantly, I wish you happiness. Congratulations to you and your loved ones.
Thank you, Provost Jacobs. We are indebted to Chancellor Mordecai's vision over 45 years ago to start this university and for his continued guidance as we develop further the mission of the university with its global reputation. It is now my pleasure to invite our commencement speaker, Ambassador Decima Williams, to give our commencement address. Ambassador Williams graduated from St. Joseph's Convent, Grenville, and completed her BA degree at the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis, USA, before moving on to complete her MA and PhD studies from the American University in Washington, D.C. Ambassador Williams taught in the Department of Sociology and in the Heller School of Social Policy at Brandeis University in Massachusetts from 1992 to 2005 as an assistant professor and as the main advisor for undergraduate and Caribbean students. Ambassador Williams has been a powerful voice for gender equality, climate change, with a particular emphasis on the impact of climate change on small island developing states. She has represented Grenada at the Conference of Parties meeting at the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change meetings since 2009. She was appointed as the ambassador and permanent representative to the Organization of American States from 1979 to 1983 and served as Grenada's ambassador and permanent representative to the United Nations from 2009 to 2013. Ambassador Williams was the special advisor to the President of the United Nations on the Sustainable Development Goals from 2016 to 2017. She presented many memorable commencement speeches to our graduating classes in the schools of medicine and veterinary medicine, which are held in New York. Ambassador Williams has been a volunteer for many community-based activities since the early 1960s, and along with friends and colleagues, founded the Grenada Education and Development Program, GRENED, which supports children ages 11 to 17 to attend secondary school and to improve themselves and develop their leadership, as well as supporting those over 17 to attend college and university. Ambassador Williams has had an outstanding career in education, community service, and as a diplomat. We are honored to have Ambassador Williams as our commencement speaker. Please join me in welcoming Ambassador Decima Williams.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, Dean Lucy Eugene. All other colleagues, a warm good afternoon to everyone. I thank the St. George's University and Provost Jacobs for inviting me and Dean Calhoun McPherson and his team for so graciously making all arrangements for my delivering today's 2021 commencement address here at the St. George's University. Dear graduates, dear friends, we are living in a period we have experienced before, and simultaneously, we are living in a period that we have never experienced before. The challenge before us, before you, graduates, is singular, yet complex. It is to go forth, make and take your place in the world, this very unjust, uncertain, and shaky, but wonderful, wonderful world. As some of my young friends from Grenville told me when I was going back to United Nations in 2016, Doc, they said, go to the UN and do thing. I did not know exactly what they meant. Even the language I had to translate a bit, but I got it. I got that I was being told to go to the premier global multilateral organization and do something big or special or impactful or transformational. Well, as Ravi B., the chutney Trinidadian musician, would say, I had to give myself a headshot for that. So let me pass this on, this profound advice to you. Go from SGU into the world and help to transform everything that you can. Make it better. You are graduating, so you must have gotten some good marks. I'm saying to you, go now and make good marks on the world. But how? What shall you do? You have to find those answers yourself. You are trained to do just that, to problem solve. What I can tell you is that the world has always been complex and challenging. And my generation and many before mine have been there before. So now, in the world and in Grenada, let me walk through some of where we've been before. We have had the convergence of unimaginable injustices, inequalities, mutual hatreds, and fear, alongside the dynamic unfolding of what Martin Luther King Jr. speaks of as the arch of history, bending unequivocally toward justice. Yes, we've been there before. We have been through the nightmare called slavery, marked, however, by rebellions, part victories, and eventual legal emancipation. We've been through colonial control and contributed to its unraveling, as here in Grenada, our Marichaux, our Donovan, and others authored self-government and eventually political independence. We've had dictatorships throughout our history, and the organizing of youthful and patriotic forces have stepped forward to build, again here in Grenada, not just another society, but another just society. We have lived and continue to live through imperialism, mitigated by fierce anti-imperialism, revolution, nationalism, and regional integration, so as to gain self-determination, Caribbean identity, and the path of freedom we're making. We have known when our mothers could not vote, nor hold office, nor give evidence in court. And now, we women over 18, we participate in voting, in running for and holding office, while planning to hold the highest office in the boardroom and in the political room. In many ways, then, you, as part of the human race, graduates, you have been here before. Remember how you started your own studies here at St. George's University. You came in. I have a dream. I have a dream that I could fulfill by attending SGU. But how can I afford tuition and books and supplies, transportation, meals, insurance, all that I need to get through my studies? But worrying about those deficits were not an iota as powerful as your will, your drive, your determination, your gaze, that you will find a way to succeed. And then you persistently and consistently worked hard. You could mostly block out everything and focus on studying and finishing. And you did. Your theory of change for yourself worked for you. And so you are graduating today. You did it. Now, there are places we've never been before. If the rest of your life could only be that easy as your breeze through SGU, block out and perform, then you could get your certificate, walk out that door, and continue to block out and achieve. But it's all far, far from that, you will find out, as you and the rest of us have never been there before for what is coming at us. Soon, unless we interrupt business as usual, within a decade, the world would face an average global warming of over 2 degrees Celsius and massive biodiversity loss. The climate emergency not only continues, it will escalate if we do not interrupt. We've never been there before. World population is expected to rise to just under 10 billion in 15 years, just as you are beginning to peak in your career. The human race is healthier, living longer than any other time in recorded human history. Yet, some people are going to be left behind. Some right in this country here, Grenada, without food, without shelter, or the safety of family or friends or medicine. And sadly, many without access to education. More girls than boys. More girls and boys from poor families will be left out. We have never been in such a social demography before, and all our resources of envisioning beyond the norm and achieving outside the box will be needed. COVID-19. We haven't been there before. Yes, it's the once in our lifetime health challenge. Yes. The influenza pandemic of 1918 to 1919 infected 500 million and killed 50 million in just over 1 year. So it was way bigger to date than what we're going through now. But until now, we have never had a technology, a mobility, a sociology of our lifestyles, including travel, that rapidly moves and spreads a virus, the COVID virus. We've not been there before. And lastly, let me say, 24 will be 50. 3 years from now, in 2024, Grenada will mark its 50th anniversary of political independence. 24 will be 50. We foot. I imagine that is really when we will be doing things. We have to do things then. Well, the big question is, will we be guided, in fact, dominated by science and solidarity, or by politics and money? You may say to me, what a daunting list. I didn't come here to get demoralized. But I think thanks to youth like you, especially in small island developing states and in other places, the pullback to a safer, healthier, more celebratory planet is being scaled up through advocacy, through resilience building, through partnerships, through lawsuits, through negotiations. All of that, as if life depends on it. For, as Sir David Attenborough, the great naturalist has said recently, in fact, at the United Nations a few weeks ago, to continue life as we know it depends on our actions now. Each of us have the chance to contribute to save the climate safety, to make the hard-won 2015 Paris Agreement stay alive. Each of us have to do things. Join the climate biodiversity fight. Go ahead, sign up. All professions graduating today need apply to the climate pullback, the biodiversity gains. For a world of so many people, with so many at risk, we have the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. Let us embrace all 17 of the goals for a much needed North Star clarity, interdisciplinary restructuring, and unbounded global solidarity. All professions graduating today need apply. For COVID-19, fortunately, we have fast-forwarded vaccines, including one from right here in the Caribbean coming soon to a place near you from Cuba. We don't have to wait for it, but it's coming. We have vaccines that certainly help us do things. Come back to the university. Stay safe ourselves and protect our loved ones and those to whom we encounter. All professions definitely need apply. Grenada turning 50? Wow. As a society and an economy, we can contribute to building the strongest communities of resilience, of innovation, and of people's power. How about the best village competition for sustainability? Villages with no hunger and no domestic violence. Or the best village competition for green job creation and blue economy incomes. How about that? And of course, as a polity, we can keep our eyes on what we want for 21st century leadership in 2030, 2050, and beyond. All professions, especially women, with or without SGU degree, must apply. So, dear graduates, as you walk out these doors, your challenge is to decide the victory you want for the world and for yourself. Remember that the victory you want is for one reason only: to help you and the world live joyously and be fulfilled. Make yourself yet another theory of change. Envision the world you want, decide how you want to show up in that world, and map backwards into it. Remember, you have an array of tools from family and an equal array from professors and peers, including intellectual resources that you proudly accumulated with their help while you were here. I do sincerely hope that a life of love, a life of commitment to justice, a life full of fun, and above all, a life to service runs through your model. A wise man has said that, or maybe it was a wise woman, they gave it to a man. A wise person has said that for a committed person, there is no such thing as failure. No such thing. Our job is to strive, not to debate if victory is possible. What is possible and what is not possible is God's business. Our business is to decide that we really, really want victory. And without accommodating negative thoughts, strive for that victory. Go for it, and thus help God make all our victories possible. So go in faith as you graduate. Go with God's grace. For in the tender compassion of your God, the light shall break upon you to shine you into your way. Go and do thing. Go and do good thing. Live lives of service filled with joyful meaning. My warmest congratulations to each of you as you receive your diploma, as you start your new life. And again, St. George's University, thank you for the opportunity to bring these remarks. I thank you all.
Thank you, Ambassador Williams. Our graduating class is inspired by your message and by the example of your life, a life of service. Thank you. We are privileged to have you present with us here today. Ambassador Williams, on behalf of the administration of St. George's University, and upon the recommendation of the university's Honorary Degree Committee, it is indeed my pleasure and a great privilege to inform you that the university is delighted to confer upon you the Honorary Degree of Humane Letters. This is in recognition of your outstanding contributions to education, community, your service as a diplomat, and your outstanding contributions to St. George's University and to the people of Grenada. Our society is much enriched by the contributions you had made. The Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, Dr. Callum McPherson, will now present you with your diploma. Congratulations.
Dean Eugene, Dr. Eugene, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, Dr. McPherson, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. This is an extraordinary and joyous moment for me. I thank all those at the St. George's University associated with this decision. I know that there are many scholars and administrators present administering this prestigious and successful institution. I thank all of you. But may I, with your permission, lift up above all of you Dr. Charlie Modica, my old friend, and I think the person who has really been associated with the community that is SGU. I don't know. I'm going to try to find out from him, though I know he'll never tell. But I'm sure I will not be wrong if I thank him, first of all, for affording me his friendship over these years and for what the university has done for Grenada. All your wants and deficits noted. Today, we simply celebrate your presence, your contribution. I am humbled and I'm challenged by this prestigious award, and I accept it on behalf of all Grenadians who commit their all to the equitable, inclusive, and sustainable development of this country. The granting of this honorary degree is a major incentive for me to do more, especially with others in community and beyond, to contribute to a model of just development for Grenada and the world. I'm sharing this with my family and my mother, who raised 5 girls and herself never got a degree, knew the value of it, and quite frankly, gave us our first degree before we left home. Love, respect, ambition, compassion. So thank you, Mom. Wherever you are, I know you're looking down with pride. And I promise to use this degree to further the goals of the women like my mother, who themselves were humane, accomplished citizens of Grenada. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Dean.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian for the School of Arts and Sciences, Miss Namratha Guruvaya Sridhara. Namratha is one of a number of outstanding SAS students graduating today with a perfect 4.0 GPA. Namratha Guruvaya was born in India and attended preschool at St. Paul's School in India before moving to the Bahamas at the age of 5. She completed her primary and secondary education at Queen's College, where she excelled in both school and national examinations with a perfect 4.0 GPA, and graduated as the school's valedictorian in 2017. She was a member of the Students Pursuing Advancing Rigorous Courses, SPARC program, as well as a member of the Interact Club and the School Beautification Committee. She also enjoyed playing tennis and the piano during her free time. Ms. Guruvaya enrolled as a pre-medical student in SGU's 7-year Doctor of Medicine program. She has always had an interest for the sciences and has a strong passion for a career in medicine, as it is the best tool to serve humanity. In SGU, she is part of the IEA Honors Society, Women in Medicine Club, and the Surgery Club. She served as the UHP co-chair for IEA this past semester and will continue to serve as a Grand Marshal for the upcoming semester. Ms. Guruvaya lives by the quote that the harder you work, the luckier you get. Being a firm believer in hard work, she has proven her excellence by maintaining a 4.0 GPA throughout her undergraduate life here at SGU, and has been chosen as the 2021 School of Arts and Sciences valedictorian. Ms. Guruvaya credits her success to her parents and her sister, and is heartfully thankful for her friends, lecturers, and especially to her advisor and the massive support system at SGU.
Michelle Obama once said, "You should never view your challenges as a disadvantage. Instead, it is important for you to understand that overcoming adversity is actually one of the biggest advantages." Good morning, Chancellor, President, Chief Executive Officer, Provost, esteemed keynote speaker, deans, families and friends, and most importantly, the class of 2021. It is an honor to give the valedictorian address on this prestigious occasion. Before I begin, I would like to thank SGU for giving us this opportunity to have a virtual graduation ceremony, to celebrate all of the efforts we put in over the years into reaching this milestone. It feels like yesterday when we first arrived at SGU, uncertain and nervous, but at the same time, eager and excited to start this next chapter of our lives. Now, for most of us, this might have been the first time we had to live on our own. However, we have grown to call SGU as home, not only due to the comforting beauty of the campus, but also because of the many bonds we have created with each other, and of course, the massive support system offered by the school. I'm sure we can all agree that the lockdown that started in March 2020 has been the biggest paradigm shift of the century. Having done classes from home for over a year now, I can definitely say that our drive to excel doesn't just stem from within ourselves, but is heavily dependent upon the support and motivation we receive from our peers, as well as the extended support system. I find myself reminiscing about the good and even the hard times, from the late nights at the study hall to the countless 8 a.m. lectures we had to wake up for. This class is a diverse group of people who are pursuing various career paths from different backgrounds. But we all shared one common goal that kept us going, and I am proud to say that we have arrived at our destination, and that is Graduation Day 2021. Now, I know that losing the last part of our senior year to a virus was not what we had planned. There are a lot of emotions we can be experiencing. Some of us may be confused, some may be angry, and most of us are probably experiencing both. However, the beauty of life is that things are unpredictable, and we must do our best to adapt quickly to the situation that's given to us. The fact that we're here, having this virtual graduation, despite all the hardships we endured this past year, is evidence enough that we have climbed the mountain, beaten the adversities, and came out victoriously on the other side. To reinforce my point, I would like to share a short story with you. Once a daughter complained to her father that her life was miserable. Her father filled 3 pots with water, set them to boil, and placed potatoes in one pot, eggs in the second pot, and ground coffee beans in the third pot. After they've boiled, he took the potatoes and the eggs out and put it in a cup. He then ladled the coffee out and placed it in another cup. He then asked her, "What do you see?" "Potatoes, eggs, and coffees," she replied. "Look closer," he said, and touched the potatoes. She did, and noted that they were soft. He then asked her to take an egg and break it. After pulling off the shell, she observed the hard-boiled egg. Finally, he asked her to sip the coffee, and its rich aroma brought a smile to her face. "What does this mean?" she asked. He explained that the potatoes, the eggs, and the coffee beans had each faced the same adversity, which was the boiling water. However, each one reacted differently. The potato went in strong, but in the boiling water, it became soft and weak. The egg was fragile, but in the boiling water, it became hard. However, the ground coffee beans were unique. Hence, we should aim to be like the coffee beans. In life, things happen around us, and things happen to us, but it's all about learning and converting these struggles that we experience into something positive. The current pandemic is our boiling water. However, standing here today, our perseverance and willpower to endure has proven to be stronger than any obstacle. Hence, I urge you all to remember this time not just as a period of difficulty, but also look at it as a way to see what you have achieved and what you have overcame. As we embark on our respective paths, there will be harder challenges to come, but as long as you persevere, you will be an unstoppable force. Before I conclude, I would personally like to thank my parents, my sister, and all of the friends I have made here in SGU, whether it be in person or online. I would also like to thank my professors at SGU itself for giving us an opportunities to pursue our dreams. So, my fellow graduates, are we ready to take on this next chapter of our lives? As we depart to our various destinations, I am confident that we will conquer the adversities with the same fierceness that we have done so already. The future is sitting right before us, so let us all continue to strive for excellence. Congratulations, class of 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Namratha. I now hand you over to Dr. Callum McPherson, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies.
Thank you, Dr. Eugene. It is my pleasure to introduce the class speaker for the School of Graduate Studies for 2021, Miss Samantha Antwine Purcell, who was selected from amongst all the School of Graduate Studies program graduands who received a perfect 4.0. Samantha hails from Happy Hill, here in Grenada. She attended St. Joseph's Convent, St. George's, and then went to the T.A. Marichaux Community College, where she completed a 2-year degree in social sciences and education. She then obtained a diploma in higher education from the University of the West Indies in high school education. Samantha then joined St. George's University for the first of her 3 degrees she has taken with us. Her first degree was with the School of Arts and Sciences, a Bachelor of Science in economics and international business. And then she moved on to the School of Graduate Studies, where she completed a Master's of Business Administration in International Business. And she graduates here today with the Masters of Education. Incredibly, during the time Samantha was at school, she worked full-time. And in 2004 to 2013, and then from 2013 to 2019, she was a teacher and then the principal at Westmoreland School. Incredibly, in 2020, during the global pandemic, Samantha and a couple of her colleagues opened a new secondary school here in Grenada, the St. George's Institute. Please welcome our 2021 class speaker for the School of Graduate Studies, Miss Samantha Antwine Purcell.
Observing the protocols already set, permit me to bid you a warm and triumphant good afternoon. I am truly delighted to have this opportunity to share a few words on the behalf of the graduating class of the School of Graduate Studies 2021. After careful thought as to how best to sum up the diverse but life-changing experiences that we have had to bring us to this juncture, I deem it fitting to title this achievement Crossing the Rubicon. Because this milestone is tantamount to taking a step that is irrevocable in its purpose, intent, and commitment. Let's take this next 5 minutes or so journey with me to reflect on this. Despite your reason for pursuing a graduate degree, such as it was the first step in starting a new career, it was a requirement for graduate study at doctoral level, you were securing greater employment opportunities and advancement, or you purely wanted to expand your knowledge in your current areas of study because you are a learner who's passionate and love learning and discovery, and that was sufficient reason enough for you, you took that step. Regardless of our impetus for taking this step, we did, and we have successfully arrived at the fork in our next destination. But before we do so, let us pay homage to a few persons, places, and experiences that were instrumental in getting us to this crossing. Who would have thought that we would have been dispersed all around the world to participate in this year's virtual graduation ceremony? If we are honest, there are many a times that we were not even sure that we would, one, live to see today, given the devastating numbers of deaths attributed to COVID-19, and two, that we would survive completing our programs amidst the challenges of maneuvering virtual learning platforms and technologies. Our world almost came to a grinding halt in response to a crippling pandemic, yet we were tasked with making the pivot and indeed accelerating our learning response in order to complete our programs. We had to learn new technologies and continue to support each other physically and socially distanced. So we had to learn to apply mind over matter, with each new piece of depressing news causing our resolve to slip with each new challenge, new regulation, and new lockdown, even as our impending deadlines continued to loom. We had to make up our minds to make this crossing. But for sure, every day posed a challenge to our commitment to keep walking. So right now, take a look at yourselves. Smile. Pat yourselves on the shoulder. You did it. Despite it all, you made it. It is at times like these that I remember a quote from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow that my dear mother, a retired educator, affixed to her blackboard in view by all for us to internalize. And I quote, "The heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were upward toiling through the night. Unquote. This quote represents the sheer determination it took for us to adjust to our new normal and vigorously summon all our energies to remain purposeful, putting one foot in front of the other, and to keep walking. I do not wish to stand here and blunder by forgetting those who are our support system, our veritable pillars of support. We owe it to the stalwarts in our fields for paving the way for us to be able to sup from the tables of our predecessors and digest richly from their fountains of knowledge. Even though as a social constructivist, I subscribe to how our own active roles interacted and added to the creation of that said knowledge. We begin with the St. George's University and its rich history of providing educational experiences that propel us to think beyond. To think beyond just our assignments and projects, our research and our capstones, and for us to step into our alumni roles and not just envision, but take bold steps to pay it forward. Right here, I take this opportunity to commend the St. George's University as well as the government of Grenada on the scholarship opportunities provided for many to make this journey possible. Personally, I offer heartfelt thanks to the Sandals Foundation for facilitating the MacAndrew Scholarship for the Masters of Education program. And as a proud recipient, I trust I have done justice to this award. We thank our bosses and managers whose empathy allowed us to persevere in spite of the commitments to work and family, and whose flexibility made a significant difference in our performances. We thank our families who often saw the unglamorous side of graduate work and study, and who had to endure us after we pulled all-nighters and had no time to eat, and therefore displayed personalities that were parallel to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We offer sincerest apologies and pray that you will forgive us, and we strive to do better the next time. So, faculty and classmates, an integral role in our ecosystem of support. Words will fail me to truly appreciate your levels of dedication to this process. Permit me here to pay special tribute to the faculty and staff, both past and present, and the classmates who comprise the Masters of Education 2021 cohort. You were our support. This moment right here is for you. This is for the many process papers, the countless discussion forums, the technology videos, the e-portfolio, our WhatsApp group, which was our haven, our awesome faculty members, the true love, camaraderie, and bonds that we have shared and will eternally hold us together as we have left no one behind. Here's to the unfolding of some phenomenal change projects that are already revolutionizing the educational landscape of Grenada at all levels. Thanks for a truly fantastic collaboration. When I rouse myself from sleep tomorrow and I head into my school, I look forward to the joy and promise that I now have for what our learning institutions should represent. There is no going back to yesterday. My commitment to use my practice to continually reflect as I engage the community of my parents, teachers, and students at SGI is steadfast and also hopeful. I am so thankful to God for this wonderful opportunity and remain motivated by Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Today, we, the graduating class of 2021, are indeed on the cusp of greatness. We are like the caterpillars and butterflies whose cathartic life experiences induce such a permanent transformation that we know we are special and must be destined for greatness. Because if every experience in life is preparation for the journey ahead, our future exploits must be simply exceptional and out of this world. Today, our graduation is not just the end of a journey, but indeed the beginning of our commitment to learning and growing, our commitment to leading lives of purpose and intent, our commitment to embracing that which we are, the embodiment of phenomenal thought and action. We have a responsibility to use our collective experiences to profoundly impact our world, and positively so, as change agents. And if I quote Ambassador Williams, to do things. Do not let this exceptional journey amount to little, but let's purpose to do exceptional things as a result of it. May we, this batch of leaders, thinkers, and problem solvers, armed with renewed vigor and hope, cross this Rubicon. May God bless you.
Thank you, Samantha, for that inspiring and wonderful speech. I now hand you back to Dr. Eugene.
We will now confer degrees on graduates in the School of Arts and Sciences at today's commencement ceremony. Wherever you are, will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science please stand? Chancellor Modica, these candidates have completed all requirements as directed by their faculty, and the faculty have certified them as being eligible for the award of the degree of Bachelor of Science. It is indeed my pleasure to present them to you for the conferral of their degree.
It is one of the greatest honors of my life to be here at commencement ceremonies to watch your lives change as graduates of St. George's University. I've done it many times, having been a founder of the university and the chancellor for 45 years. But the thrill is always the same. And for all the members of the Schools of Arts and Science and the Graduate School, I can only say that we're proud of your accomplishments and your dedication and your resolve, and knowing of the problems that you faced in the pandemic and the way you decided to go ahead and earn your degree anyway. I have the utmost respect for all of you. The nation of Grenada does well knowing that its graduates do well. And I know you, having surpassed the test that might have been given to you academically, have equally passed the test of a plague or a virus or a pandemic, however you want to define it. And you did well. You persevered, and you've made the nation and the university proud of you. And your parents and friends should be equally as proud of you. You did it. Congratulations. It is with the greatest admiration and utmost respect that I, Charles Modica, Chancellor of St. George's University, by virtue of the authority vested in me pursuant to the Grenada Act of Parliament of 1976 as amended, upon recommendation of the deans and faculty of the Schools of Arts and Science and graduate schools, do hereby confer the degrees appropriate for each school to the members of these graduating classes. Congratulations.
The Bachelor of Sciences graduates will now be shown individually on the screen.
Janicia Albert, Krista Alexander, Elisa Batiste, cum laude, Chrysler Parosha Benjamin, Tarika Bernadine, Samara Boris, Tadika Charles, cum laude, Janelle Decoto, Zena Douglas, cum laude, Alicia Durant, Sabrina Forsyth, cum laude, Ryan Frank, Alicia Frederick, magna cum laude. Alyssa Greenwich, cum laude. Rahana Hackett, Gabriella Harris, Cara Henry, Candia Isaac, cum laude. Axel Joseph, Bianca Joseph, Cassia Joseph, magna cum laude. Gabriella Maras, Kedra Mitchell Maitland, summa cum laude. Brent Monroe, Jelon Nicholas, magna cum laude. Tiffany Pancho, Kenyan Pascal, magna cum laude. Alenta Philip, Donika Otley Redhead, Afia Regis, magna cum laude. Demetria Regis, cum laude. Risha Richards, Josh Ross, Neil Ross, Chanel Simon, Kishan Singh, cum laude. Rianne Springer, magna cum laude. Kanisha St. Paul, cum laude. Valerie Stewart, Kasha Vincent, Kessie White, Lee Alabacus, Bernard Antoine, Casey Batiste, magna cum laude. Kesmon Busuin, magna cum laude. Jamal Bonaparte, magna cum laude. Akeem Cyrus, Abigail Gabriel Paul, Jude Duriggs, Carell Forsyth, Timon Frank, Jesha Johnson, Sherval Joseph, cum laude. Rashid Julian, Shimon Marisho, Alishon Mitchell, magna cum laude. Corona Morin, summa cum laude. Kinder Moses, cum laude. Nia Narain, Shondi Noel, magna cum laude. Gabriel Noel. Kashwana Ragbasing, cum laude. Micah St. Bernard, summa cum laude. Karina Thomas, magna cum laude. Trent Thomas, cum laude. Bradley Wildman, cum laude. Carol Yusuf, magna cum laude. Rune Yusuf, magna cum laude. Brianni Alexander, magna cum laude. Madison Alexander, summa cum laude. Kimberly Andrews, cum laude. Roniri Andrews. Jamal Antoine. Sienna Bash. Amelia Bird. Che Bowen, summa cum laude. Crisado Brown. Daniel Bruno, cum laude. Judd Cadet. Devron Charles. Makiba Christopher, summa cum laude. Marissa Cornwall, cum laude. Kenneth Corso, cum laude. Tanisha Dabo, cum laude. Carnisha DeGans. Anthony Etienne, summa cum laude. Brittany Eugene, magna cum laude. Kadian Fleming, magna cum laude. Tamaya Fletcher, summa cum laude. Ashley Gangpot, cum laude. Joyette George. Dwight Gita. Carissa Gibbs. Nigel Gibbs. Simone Greenidge, summa cum laude. Brittany Jarvis. Shamoy Jeffrey. Lexan John. Rhoda Joseph. Johanna Langdon. Laniki Lawrence. Tamika Lewis, cum laude. Anisha Livingston. Shalana Manwaring. Liliane McLawrence. Kimberly Mills. Devontae Mitchell, cum laude. Paulette Mitchell. Ruella Monroe Martinez, Desiree Noel, Brianna Parks, Deandra Pascal Daniel, summa cum laude, Rion Patrice, Matthew Patrick, Cami Philip, Errol Paisley, Candia Roberts, magna cum laude, Jiminy Scott, Alana Stafford, magna cum laude, Shadell Stafford, Siobhan Stanislaus, magna cum laude, Elizabeth Stewart, Kimlin Sylvester, cum laude, Kamini Wall, summa cum laude, Kevinette Watley, cum laude, Lily Welch Richard, Chevelle Wildman, magna cum laude, Kerry Williams Ramdial, Joshelle Wilson, Lucille Allen, cum laude, Toya Almeida, summa cum laude, Brittany Bernard, Ahmad Bayat, magna cum laude, Jerishe Blash, magna cum laude, Alexis Brown, summa cum laude, Nikisha Bruni, Blossom DeGale, summa cum laude, Shiogo Izeka, magna cum laude, Karel Felix, summa cum laude, Rashid Graves, cum laude, Namrantha Guruvaya Sridhara, summa cum laude, Nathan Johnson, Chanel Mark, magna cum laude, Chelsea Noel, summa cum laude, Gabriel Okenwa, summa cum laude, Gail Perillo, Angel Rennie, Andrew Rim, cum laude, Jade St. Paul, magna cum laude, Melissa Toka, cum laude, Shidima Udoya, summa cum laude, Nikitha Yanugunda, Donnell Blesdale, summa cum laude, Sarah Minor, Alika Roberts, magna cum laude,
Lexan Alexander, magna cum laude. Nadika Alexis, summa cum laude. Navita Brown, cum laude. Diantha Bob, summa cum laude. Krista Campbell, cum laude. Darvin Clouden. Tahira Henry. Karen James, magna cum laude. Sajni Maharaj, magna cum laude. Khadija Mehon, magna cum laude. Marlene Pierre Francis, cum laude. Mercedes Roberts, cum laude. Frank Scott. Shauna Smith, magna cum laude. Akim Stevon Thomas. Nika Vincent, magna cum laude. Candice Walker, summa cum laude.
I now invite the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing to please stand. These graduates have all received the SGU nursing pin, and these pins are displayed on their gowns. Their names will now be read by Dr. Jennifer Solomon, Chair of the Department of Nursing and Allied Health Services, as they are depicted on the screen.
Aria Abraham, Shonita Ambrose, Risha Christopher, cum laude. Tessira Fletcher, cum laude. Britannia Jeremiah, Lydia McIntyre John, Miranda Mitchell, Olivia Modeste, Shanique Strawn, cum laude. Kelly Victor, Angie Williams, summa cum laude. I now ask that all the graduates of the BSc in Nursing and any other nurses to please stand and recite with me the Nightingale Pledge. In full knowledge of the obligations I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all the skills and understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, colour, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to conserve life, to alleviate suffering, and to promote health. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me and refraining from any action that might endanger life or health. I will endeavour to keep my professional knowledge and skill to the highest level and to give loyal support and cooperation to all members of the healthcare team. I will do my utmost to honour the International Code of Nursing Ethics and to uphold the integrity of the professional nurse.
At this time, all graduates of the undergraduate class, wherever you are, please turn your tassels to the left side of your cap And having done so, it is my pleasure to say congratulations. I now hand you back to Dr. McPherson.
We will now confer degrees on the graduands of the School of Graduate Studies. Wherever you are in the world, will the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Health, Master of Education, or Master of Science please stand? Chancellor Modica, these candidates have completed all requirements as set by their faculty, and their faculty have certified them as being eligible for the award of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Health, Master of Education, or Master of Science. It is my pleasure to present them to you for conferral of their degrees.
It is with the greatest admiration and utmost respect that I, Charles Modica, Chancellor of St. George's University, by virtue of the authority vested in me pursuant to the Grenada Act of Parliament of 1976 as amended, upon recommendation of the deans and faculty of the Schools of Arts and Science and graduate schools, do hereby confer the degrees appropriate for each school to the members of these graduating classes. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Modica, and congratulations to the graduating class. We will now honor and show on the screens all of the graduates. We will begin with our 9th ever Doctor of Philosophy recipient, Dr. Bhumika Sharma, who completed her thesis on the molecular biology of infectious diseases in animals and their vector ticks. Dr. Sharma was assisted and overseen by her chair of her supervisory committee, Dr. Melinda Wilkinson, the chair of the Department of Pathobiology in the School of Veterinary Medicine, along with the other members of Dr. Sharma's supervisory committee.
Bhumika Sharma.
We will now honor and show on the screen our graduates with the degree of Master's Business Administration in Health Sector Management or International Business. The names will be read by Ms. Rachel Ross, the Assistant Professor in the Department of Business.
Camille Bartholomew, Deborah Cameron, Tanasha Charles, Nakul Chopra, Wim Cox, Joanna Grabowski, Gabriella Grant, Ananaira Herry, Michael Hood Julian, Greg Houston, Jeanette Johnson, Yasmin Kamil, Nikisha Leighton, Janelle Lewis St. Clair, Bernadine McEwen, Chrisma MacDonald Moore, Constantine Monzidelis, Akimo Murray, Kenisha Nelson, Aria Paul Philip, Delia Regis Pear, Cashel Roberts, Chad Ross, Nisha Salfani, Juan Saucedo, Kunal Shaw, Christina Swan Awaga, Ibrahim Tadros, Nikisha Thomas, Deslin Warren, Jason Williams, Pamela Youssef.
We will now honor and show on the screen the graduates of the Masters of Public Health degree, whose names we read by Dr. Christine Richards, the Chair of the Department of Public Health and Preventive Medicine. Some of these graduates here today will have also been inducted into the Gamma Kappa chapter of the Delta Omega Honor Society, the oldest public health society in the world, being established in 1924 at the Johns Hopkins School of Public Health. As their names are called, they will be depicted whether they received the Gamma Kappa chapter of the Delta Omega Honor Society on the screen.
Wiley Abbott, Edgar Alfaro, Saeed Ali, Ibrahim Alimi, Ariel Archibald, Elan Armstrong, Nivan Arumugusami, Zachary All, Nina Babian, Vikesh Bahadur, Avi Bahadur Yetman, Melvin Badia, Lafika Batobake, Sarah Beheimer, Alexis Benedetto, Natalie Berger,
Caitlin Berkey, Mahiri Bogolama, David Bowman, Eric Briner, Nadia Brody Stedman, Louisa Kabebe, Kalicia Kalinda, Robin Camp, Ariella Campbell, Natalia Cardona, Jeanette Carrillo, Mark Carrasco, Vernicia Carrington, Erlyn Charles, Mayana Charles, Stacy Charles, Kevin Chater,
Thompson Cherian, Elizabeth Clementson, Samantha Cook, Travana Cook, Rebecca Shaja, Rahil Ahmad Abhad, Dimitri Presley Dalip, Dylan Dalip, Lucinda Das, Anthony D'Angelo, Shilpa Devanagondi, Francisco Diaz, Matthew Ditto, Nikita Jagra, Audrey Dollinger, Sharice Douglas, Suzanne Elchazi, Norma N. Kishan Faldu, Umar Far, Sydney Friedman, Jennifer Gallup, Carlos Gergis, Rochelle Gerson, Jennifer Graffam, Jacqueline Grimley, Giovannia Griffin, Alexander Gerseybeck, Yalda Hazrat, Melody Hillhouse, Alina Hussein, Gina Ibrahim, Ali Imran, Ashwarya Eri, Sadie Isadore, Marjan Jahani Kodori, Kanisha James, Daniel Jayanti, Stephen Gion, Crystal Johnson, Sherian Joseph, Sonia Kanachuril, Robin Kang, Athanasia Karagianis, Moshi Karp, Jonsu Kim,
Sasti Kisundan, Dana Corner, Andrew Kraft, Rena Kuznets, Valerie Lamuro, Arash Lashani, Julia Lombardo, Jason Lucas, Jadeep Mann, Joel Maruthano, Ian Matthews, Winnie Mendoza, Rachel Mivison, Lauren Michelli, Kayla Mochizuki, Laisha Mondesir, William Mulvoy, Nadira Mumin, Carrie Negito, Sastasini Nithusumton, Collins Joku, Anisha Noel, Kimberly Okoyezi, Chibuzo Onuchuku, Jade Omrod Levin, Andrea Sarah Owosu Sakari, Kelly Pandolfo, Moses Dara Parks, Shilpa Petty, Jonathan Phillips, Suthaharan Ragulan, Jessel Ramdas, Monica Ramsey, Nathan Rasbania, John Riali Vasquez, Abdul Rehman, Melissa Roberts, Hannah Rubaski, Bibiana Sandoval, Nazia Saka, Kavina Sathiasothi, Ashley Sebi, Abhirami Shankar, Huidi Shusheng, Chandini Singh, Gori Sivanyanam, Anton Sky, Christian Small, Martin Swazi, Alan Son, Serena Tiano, Krishna Thakur, Julie Chuang, Kenneth Verbos, Paul Verona, Stacia Verrett, Tayaba Waji, Madison Webb, Michelle Young, Vanessa Zabala.
We will now honor and show the graduates of the degree of Master of Education, whose names will be read by Dr. Laura Culcott, the Director of the Master of Education program.
Jacinta Alexis, Samantha Antoine Purcell, Leyland Christopher, Suzanne Curry, Renee DeRiggs, Hannah Douglas, Lisa Finley Stroud, Talia Guten, Asha Leslie Charles, Antoinette Lewis, Suzette Roberts, Donella Tellisford.
We will now honor and show on the screen the recipients of the Master of Science degrees, which will be read by Dr. Paul Fields, the Director of the dual MD MSc degree program, and also the Office of Research's biostatistician.
Tishura Amara Jiwa, Nahosi Boa, Victoria Kazaran, Natasha Fable, Jesse Fulmer, Amanda James, Inga Karasek, Melissa Magenta, Christina Mastromonaco, Anna Mohammed, Shakina Morris, Glinda Raycroft, Brendan Smith.
I now hand you back to Dr. Eugene.
Would everyone now please stand for the closing benediction, which will be given by Reverend Prescott.
Please receive the benediction. Lord, we thank you that you who begun a good work in us is able to bring it to its completion. And as we go, may we go in the wisdom of God and walk in his holy pathways of truth. May we go in the power of Jesus, our teacher, and serve in ways of compassion to all humanity. And may the Holy Spirit, our companion and friend, walk with us in the hallways of justice, peace, and love, now and forevermore. Go in the name of God and transform your world. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Prescott. Please be seated. Thank you all for being such a wonderful audience. And let us join in tribute with a rousing round of applause for today's promising young men and women. This commencement ceremony was put together by the graduation committee, which comprised many staff and faculty, and also by our superb team of IT experts. And I take this opportunity of congratulating them all and thanking them on a job well done. We hope you are able to celebrate with your family and friends and to take photographs to remember this occasion. We are indeed sorry that we cannot all be gathered in a live ceremony, but we sincerely wish you every success in your future. Good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you for joining us, and congratulations to all of our graduates.